and have Honeywell take a spot. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that around June. Yeah, June. You're probably gonna get some more injuries. That's to be honest with you. So yeah, I can see June. That's about right.
I know they just put McHugh. I know he wasn't throwing the ball well, but right back strain or something like that, so he might be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, I think he's a little better than what we saw so far. So we'll see what happens when he comes back. But now you got Fleming tomorrow, and I think Archer could be back by Friday. Is it? Isn't it? They said he would only miss one start, right? So he should be back for
Yeah, we got lucky with
Who's
that.
slated? We got yeah. What do we have? We got Fleming tomorrow. We got Hill on Tuesday, I think.
And then Walker on Wednesday,
So
and then off day Thursday, and then Glass will probably start the series in against Toronto here, right, on
unless
Friday,
Archer's unless Archer's eligible to be back Wednesday, and I think he is, they might just start Archer in that game,
and then
right?
just
Wouldn't
go
they do
Glass
that?
and then just go Glass 2 extra days rest.
You give him an extra day rest. Yeah, I think they might do
Mhm.
that if Archer's ready. If he's ready to come back, I think they'll do it, and then you
How
can
about
just option Trevor Richards back to the alternate site.
how about Warner Franco? You think we'll see him this year?
Mm, hmm. I think
September
it
maybe?
depends on. I mean, it depends on how healthy we are or not aren't. I don't know, man. I'm not 100% sure that we're gonna see him. I don't know. We got to see how the season unfolds. If we are, it'd probably be. I don't think it'll be till July at the earliest.
Mm.
Right now,
Well,
though, we're missing some guys. I mean, you know, Adamas has kind of been hot and cold. Wendell's swinging the bat great. Lau hasn't gotten going yet. Get going.
oh,
We missed
well,
Choi up a lot,
yeah, yeah. Hopefully
but
Yoshi will we'll we'll string a few hits around and maybe a couple homers until Troy gets back.
hopefully we need someone to step into that role. I mean, Brasso's starting to play every day. Going to be more. Seems like they're giving him more. He's going to get. He's going to start. He's going to play tomorrow because he got a lefty.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Danny
Danny
Duffy.
Duffy. Yeah, it's been real good this year. So Brasso should be in the lineup again, and Randy will be back in the lineup. Maybe you give, gosh, you probably maybe figure out put Brasso in at second and
Mejia.
Yandi at first. So, Mejia, well, he's a switch hitter. Yeah, you could do that. And Wendell's swinging the bat well against anybody right now. So, lefties, righties. So you can't have all righties in the lineup. So I
No.
think you'll probably see Margot. I think you'll
Hmm.
see Kiermaier in center. I think you'll see Meadows get the day off. I think, yeah, you'll see Margot in right or Margot in left, Kiermaier center, and Rosarena in right or Rosarena in left, something like
Or
that.
maybe or maybe Meadows DH.
You could have Meadows DH, but I think they probably want to give him a day. So if your infield goes swinging around Yandy, Brasso,
Lau.
Willie, and but I think Lau might get a day off too against the lefty. So you give
Put Brasso at second.
Wendell, Brasso at second, and then I forgot who the heck, and then Wendell at third. Yeah, you get a couple lefties in there. Oh yeah, someone has to
DH.
DH. That's right. Yeah, you could
Mm.
put Meadows at DH. Actually, you could do that. Yeah, you have 6 or 7 righty lefties. I don't know. Lau needs. We're trying to get Lau going. He was looking like he was starting to get going. Now he's kind of.
Yeah.
I can't quite get it going consistently. I don't think his timing's quite there yet. Comes and goes.
Well, do you think Kevin Kiermaier will be a Ray in 2022?
In 2022,
Next
no,
year? No.
no. I wasn't sure if he'd be back this year,
So
but
what
he
do
is.
you
See him
what
back
do you
next year.
put?
No,
So you will probably have Margot in center and Rosie in left, Meadows in right.
I think they'd like to avoid Meadows in the outfield if possible. He's not great defensively at all.
No.
I think they like Margot a lot. I like Randy. You got a lot of other guys like Taylor Walls. I think you might see. I know they like him
He's
a
a
lot.
shortstop, right? He's an infielder.
My understanding is I could be off. I thought I heard that he can play the outfield as well, but
Okay,
I could
okay,
be
yeah.
wrong.
How about
Bruhan,
Josh
I
Lowe?
think can. Josh Lowe. You know what? I think I was confusing Taylor Walls and Josh Lowe. Shame on me. I was
No, you're
confusing the
fine.
two guys. Yeah, a guy like Josh Lowe. I think is who they're looking at. You're looking at maybe Margot, Josh Lowe, or Rosarena. Meadows can play out there a little. I think Bruhan can play a couple positions. I've heard that he can play center. I've heard that he can play the infield. That's how the Rays are, though, man. That's how they roll. They want guys that can play multiple positions, and they have a lot of guys that can do that. So,
Will Adamas be a Ray next year? Think.
wow. I'm gonna say yes. Actually, on Willie. Willie will be. I think you'll see Wander next year, and I think you'll either have him at third and Willie at short, or the other way around. I think you probably start Wander at third for starters.
And
I,
have
I think
Yandy
Willie will be here.
DH just play first.
Who would DH? Who are you thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yandy, Yandy,
Yandy can DH and
Yandy.
play first. Yeah, Choi if he's back can do a little bit of both as well. Obviously, Wendell should still be here. Um, I'll tell you, man, I like what I'm seeing from Mejia. I mean, remember the guy was a top 30 prospect just 2 years ago, or three, and then he
Mhm.
got hurt. He's been injured a lot. He looks like he's handling the pitching staff well, and he can swing the bat. And he's a switch hitter. We don't have, so you can swing it from both sides. So far, I like what I'm seeing. I'll tell you, I like what I'm seeing from Zanino too. He's not off to a bad start here at the plate, and he handles the staff incredibly well.
Yeah,
So you can get anything from your catcher position offensively, which we are
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
We're doing very well if you can do that because it's been a struggle for us.
yeah.
Um,
Hopefully Shane Baz will be up next year.
yeah, I think you'll see Baz next year. I think you'll see a guy like Joe Ryan.
Yeah,
Yeah, the pitching staff that we have right now and the bullpen that we have right now is gonna, and this isn't a bad thing. Come July and August, I think is gonna look quite a bit different. Obviously, I mean, you're gonna hope to get Fairbanks back. You're gonna get Anderson back, ideally. Uh,
Chaz
who
Rowe,
what
Chaz Rowe.
Chazro, Oliver Drake. I'm probably not gonna end up with all four of them back, but someone's probably gonna get hurt again. But you have those guys.
Don't jinx
You
it.
know,
No, we have enough injuries. Like five,
No, I know,
five
but
relievers.
that's the thing. They're probably not all going to come back healthy.
Yeah.
At least one of them's going to either get hurt again or struggle. That's just how it goes with bullpen arms. Some years
Who
they're
do you think?
great. Some
Yeah. Who do you think? Chaz Rowe. He's been hurt a lot.
he's been, yeah. I mean, he was hurt all last year. He came back. And he's out for 12 weeks. I mean, it's been a rough time for him. So Drake wasn't healthy last year. We're a little thin tomorrow. You're not going to have much of your bullpen available, so you're going to need, regardless whether you're winning or not, you're going to need Fleming to give you some length.
At
Because after
least,
that,
at least
Castillo's
six.
not available. You're going
No.
to try to stretch him. You want to stretch because if you think of it this way, who's available out of your bullpen? Well, you probably
Strickland.
Strickland,
Strickland.
right? Strickland will be available.
Yeah, but
Uh,
what about
use Richards. I don't
Reed.
want to use. Yeah,
Reed.
Cody Reed, Strickland, Ryan Thompson would be available. Because Thompson
Mm-hmm.
only pitched yesterday,
Castillo
so
is
he's available.
Castillo's probably down. He pitched what,
Cas-
25 pitches?
Castillo's down. He's pitched 3 of the last 4 days and the last two, so
Okay.
he's down.
Give him a day off.
Springs is down too. He pitched the last 2 days, and in fact, he
We
pitched
don't
two
need
and
Castillo to
a
go
third.
down too, or we're really screwed.
No, you're really true. You have to give them. And look, I mean, if you get into a situation, hopefully you get to a say situation and you use whoever you use. I mean, or you get a situation where you're leading. If not, if you can big up a good big lead or you're in a tight game, you just need Fleming to eat up some innings, man. That's the way it's going to go. And I'm forgetting who else is out there. It's hard to keep track. Oh, Mazza is back because McHugh got put on the IL, so they got Chris Mazza back
Yeah.
out there. I love how Springs is throwing the ball right now. He's got some late ride on that fastball. He only hit, he makes up 90, maybe got up 93, 94. There's something I can't recall who wrote the article now. I got to find it. I think Ray's Metrics did, but just, a little bit about what they like with Springs, and there's a lot to like there. If you look at his numbers, just look at it this season. What's he given up? He gave up the home run to Odor,
Yeah.
and he gave up the hit to Devers in the Boston game with the runner on second. I don't count that because that's a stupid rule. Other than that, what's he given
I
up?
don't.
Oh,
I hope they don't do. I hope the MLBPA doesn't agree next year with the extra the guy on second with in the extra innings. I hope they don't agree on that next year.
I
I'm
really
surprised
hope
they
they
did.
don't know.
I'm surprised
Well,
they
why are they
agreed on
doing it
this.
this year?
I
Why are
don't
we
know.
doing it? I think it's because of a 60-game season that they did it. I thought, is it because of COVID concerns again? Is that the reason they're doing it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised they both agreed on it. The MLBPA and the Players Association.
Well, I guarantee you the pitchers hate it. The hitters probably like it very much. Pitchers, most of them hate it. Chaz, it's not baseball, man. I mean, if they're gonna stick with it, they're gonna stick with it. But it's not. That's not the way the game should be. It's not. It's not cut. It's not really shortening these games either. I mean, we played a 12-inning game against the Red Sox. So
Yeah, we should have
uh,
won that game,
we should have
but
won. Well, we would have won if they got the call right on the ball that hit the wall and the guy caught it off the wall. I don't know how you missed that. So I think we would have won, but they should have won anyway. But it's a terrible rule. I mean, it's a bad rule. I see the 7-inning doubleheader rule. That one makes a little bit more sense to me. I don't know if they'll keep that one. That one I
do
kind of
we
get.
are we scheduled for a doubleheader this year?
We don't have any pre-scheduled doubleheaders. No.
No. Okay. I
We
remember
don't
that
have
one
any.
that one year was against the A's. I think we won. Did we wind up winning
Yeah.
both those games?
No, we won the first and lost the second.
Oh
Those were
yeah,
9-inning ones. That was
yeah,
scheduled, but we had a
yeah.
doubleheader 2 years ago against the Orioles that was scheduled due to weather. We ended up with
Yeah.
a doubleheader here against
Uh-huh.
them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that rule's okay. I mean, I guess again, it's kind of not real baseball. You're playing a 7-inning game, but if you want to squeeze in, given how long the season is, I could live with that rule. The set runner on second rule, I really don't like it, and I don't care if we were 3-0 in those. We're 0-3. I don't care. It's not whether they're winning or losing. I just don't like the rule. I don't like it. But
So you think Stammer and Cooch will be when do the NHL playoffs start? May?
May, although I heard that it got delayed because the Canucks had COVID and they've got to make up some games with Ottawa, so they're gonna postpone the rest. They're gonna not put, yeah, they're gonna postpone it for a few days. I get the feeling. I mean, it's always Cooch. Yes, Cooch will be back.
Stammer?
Stammer. They're saying, yeah, they say they're optimistic that he'll be back before this regular season ends.
What
So
even happened to him? What even? I mean, how did he get hurt? Lower
they
body?
didn't. Lower body is all they're telling us, and that it's unrelated to the previous surgery. They didn't really say how he got hurt. It looked like it was non-contact, which really worries me. But
Hamstring?
they
Ankle? Leg?
it, they're not going to say a lot. I mean, it could have been quad, his knee, enough to keep him out for a month, or well, a month worth of games. That's only. I think he ends up missing 14 games in total. So
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to risk it. He goes back out there and then he's out. So it's not
right
related. It's not related to um the
to the
surgery he had
core.
last year. The core.
No, it's not. It's not related. Which that's good news. I just, they've said before, yeah, he'll be back, and he doesn't come back. So I don't know, but my gut feeling, based on the way they're talking, is they sound optimistic that it's not get that
Mm.
it's not serious enough that he's going to miss significant time. The Lightning won. I mean, they won a cup with him only playing one game. They could win a cup without him if it came to it. They couldn't win one without him and
A
Kucherov.
real
That's not
cut.
going to happen.
Yeah.
So you want to win the division because you don't want to play Carolina or Florida and then have to beat them twice. Although not that they're both all three are great teams, but if and Nashville, if that's who their opponent was, they're actually a very tough team too. But if you could somehow win the division and get lucky and play a team like the Blackhawks, who aren't that great, they're really not. I've watched them. they don't scare me. You'd love to get that opportunity, but there's no easy out. Nashville's a tough team. You just want to be healthy. That's more important to me than where they finish in the standings is being healthy.
How
So,
many points are
yeah,
we down in the division?
one. I
Oh,
believe
okay.
we're
Okay.
one behind the Panthers. Gosh, are we one behind the Panthers? And we played one game less than them, and I think
I think we
we're.
have 61 points and they have 63,
It might
maybe.
be that, and they've played and we've got one game in hand, and Carolina we're tied with, but they have a game in hand. But we're playing Carolina the next two nights. I don't know, man. I can barely keep track of it.
Wait, so the
Uh,
whole Vancouver had COVID, their whole team?
a large part of the team had it. A
Okay,
large part of
so they had to can so they
they
couldn't
just got back tonight.
oh
They hadn't
man.
played in 2 weeks.
Oh,
They,
okay. So it's kind of like the Marlins when they had to make up what a week. They couldn't play for a week or something like that.
right. So the Canucks couldn't play for two, maybe might have been more than two. So the North divisions had to reschedule a bunch of games, and they don't want to start the playoffs in any other divisions until every division can start. So I
Yeah,
think that will give the Lightning and any other teams that are not in that division a little bit, few extra days of rest
yeah,
potentially. If that's, I can't
yeah.
keep up with what's going on, but they did have COVID concerns. I know that they had a big issue. The Canucks did. So yeah, we'll see. But I mean, I hope the Lightning actually play Carolina the next two nights, two in a row here.
Two in a row
The
in
two
Tampa.
in a row in Tampa against Carolina with
Yeah.
the division that with all three teams bunched right at the top.
Are you
So
going?
I'm not. No, I'm not going.
No.
Uh, I will go to. I think I'm going to go to the Rays game on Saturday. I want to. I don't. I want to go when Glass now pitches. I was there Monday. I'd like to go, but I don't know which day he's going to pitch. Are they going to give him an extra day? Are they not? We'll see.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He'll be scheduled to pitch Thursday, but we're of course we have a day off
Well,
Thursday. So will they push it
we're
back to
off.
Friday?
We're off Thursday. So yeah, do they push him back to Friday? Or do they?
It
If
depends
Hill
on if
goes
Arch is
on,
back. It depends if Arch
yeah,
is back.
I don't think they would want to give him a nut. You don't want to give him what an extra. You don't want to give him 2 extra days of rest. But well, they'll do it. I mean, there's look how many games are coming up. After Thursday, we don't have an off day for 3 weeks. I think at least, maybe a little more than that. There are no
Damn.
off days, and we've hopefully,
Wait,
so
really?
far
3 weeks? Wow, really? Usually the off days come on Thursday or a Monday. Damn, three
Thursday,
weeks.
right? We have this Thursday off, but
Yes.
after that, let me see. I've got the schedule here. This
Is it
Thursday
is
is
it a day game Thursday? Because usually we go, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and the getaway game is usually. I'm surprised they didn't play. Um,
Thursday
well,
during the day. Texas, yeah, I thought so too. I thought they would
no,
too. We
Wednesday.
beat Wednesday's not a day game, no, because we're off on Thursday, so they're all night games.
Okay.
We
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 need
have our we don't have another off
this.
day until May 10th. May the 10th.
I think
So
that's
that
when I'm getting my first shot on Tuesday for Moderna. May 10th is when I get likely to get my second shot. That's 4 weeks from Tuesday.
and I got mine on the 13th, which means I'm supposed to get my second one around they said like May 4th or so,
May
around
3rd or
then. Yeah, something like that. So
Pfizer.
May 10th is how many days from now? Today is what today's the
Pfizer is
18th. So
21, Moderna is 28 days in between
no, I'm
shots.
talking about as far as the race goes. That is 23 days from now. So they have an off.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
they have an off day on the 22nd of this month, and then after that they go and they go another three weeks without an off day, and that
Can't wait to play
off day is
Boston.
after. We don't play Boston again until June 23rd.
And here in Tampa?
That's here, yeah. So we're going to play Boston a lot late in the season. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
we get the Yankees. We get the Yankees a lot before then. We get the Yankees 4 times in New York and 3 times here before we play the Red Sox again.
Mm. Do you think we
That's
can
okay.
go 82 and 64 to win 90 games, Andy? Or like that's
Do
not
I think we can
too bad.
go 82 and 64? I absolutely think we can do that. We just won 96 games 2 years ago. We
Does that
absolutely
win
can do that.
that
Unless
doesn't
we
win the division? Probably gets a wild card spot, right?
Well, you know what? It might. I mean, if the Yankees aren't, I mean, everyone will always pick the Yankees to win 100 games. They won 100 games 2 years ago. I know they'll get it going. They'll probably get things going again, probably. Maybe
Worst
they
record
won't.
since
I don't know.
'97, right?
They won 90. Did they win 97 a few years ago? I think they won 100 and we won 96. But
Yes.
it,
Dodgers are going to win
here's
like
why
105.
the Dodgers will win 100 and gosh, they'll win far more than anybody. But see, here's the thing. If the Blue Jays are good, and I think they will be, they're off to a so-so start. They'll get it together. The Red Sox are, I don't think they're as good as they lost twice today. They're better than they were last year and the year before. They're a much
Who are
better
the Red
team.
Sox? Who are the Red Sox play this week?
I think that they've got Chicago again tomorrow, and then I think I heard they get Toronto this week, and then
Okay,
we get Toronto.
so we would want Toronto to win, and then we beat them, and
Now,
then we're
yeah, I think here's the thing though, is I think if you have four good teams in the division, and I don't know yet. I mean, I feel we are going to be good. I mean, the Red Sox have the best record. You would expect them to fall off. They might not though. They might be legitimately good. I mean, remember
they're
they've added some good pieces. They got their manager back, their core back. They've got Christian Arroyo's playing really well for them right now, actually.
former
Very
Ray,
early.
former Ray.
Former local guy, yeah. He's playing well. JD Martinez is having a great year. Devers and Bogarts and what's his
Verdugo,
name? Hugo, yeah,
Verdugo.
Verdugo's having a good year. Christian Vasquez is always going to be good. So, yeah, I mean
Bogarts, Bogarts.
Evaldi, Bogarts, yeah, Martin. Is it Martin Perez? Is that the pitcher, the left-handed pitcher? Yeah,
Yeah,
Perez.
Chris Sale is still on the Red Sox. He had Tommy John, right? He's out for the whole
I
year.
haven't heard. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back this year, but they do have Eduardo Rodriguez back.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
he was out for
um,
COVID this year.
the Rays guy who had Tommy John. Trying to think of his name. He got hurt
We got this year.
last year.
We, Someone that we got who had Tommy John,
Yeah.
a
He's a
free agent.
Colin Poche. Colin
Oh,
Poche.
Poche, I think because he's a reliever,
September.
could recover from Tommy John and might be able to actually come back by like August. That's what someone told me, that relievers can come back a little bit quicker from Tommy John than a starter. So I think we might see him later in the year. Um, yeah, maybe. Well, if they're conservative, they'll probably. I think you might get him for September though. You're
Well,
not
yeah,
going to
because
see
a
Jalen Beeks.
starter, a starter, you have to build back up. A reliever, you can do a bullpen session, live hitters,
Right. So you
So
get maybe 15 months for a reliever, whereas a starter is about 18. So when did he have it? Last June, I think. June, July, August. I think he had it in June. I don't remember
yeah,
when he had it. So I
that was
think
a
you
big
could get him
loss. I
back.
like Poche.
That I like him a lot too. He's got that late ride on his fastball. I like
Uh-huh.
Jalen Beeks, what we saw last year too. That was a
What
shame. He
happened?
was pitching great.
You got Tommy John too, right?
Jalen Beeks, Colin Poche, and Yanni Chirinos, all Tommy John. And Poche might
So
pitch this year, and the later two are not going to pitch this year. I don't think. I
Beeks
don't think
is out he's out till they should be good by spring training, right?
by spring training, yeah, but they're not pitching this year.
Man,
Chirinos is
all
a
three
big
had Tommy
loss.
John. Yeah,
Kittredge almost had to have it too. Remember, it was on his UCL, but he was able to fight through it and come back. They looked
wait,
like he
so
needed it.
Tanaka was only out. Tanaka pitched through it, but Nick Anderson, I guess, was a different. You said it was a different ligament,
It's a different ligament. Well,
and it's
Anderson didn't have Tommy John. He's coming back.
no.
I
Well,
mean,
it's a partial
mm,
tear now. Hopefully,
you worry, is he going to come back? Is he going to be at all the same as he was before his arm got tired in the playoffs and he didn't have his velo in the preseason? I don't know. It's very easy for a reliever to just completely fall off,
yeah,
unfortunately.
because someone was saying that his delivery creates pressure on his elbow, especially when he throws that curveball and
That
gets pressure on the
right,
elbow.
that very tight curveball. He's got that
Yeah,
kind of 90-degree delivery. So he's
yeah.
gonna his velo was down in the preseason, and I was worried about that. I was like, "Ugh, that's not good. That means either after the postseason where it was down, and teams where he struggled the whole playoffs. In
He
the
was just
Toronto
gassed.
series,
He was
he looked.
gassed.
Yeah, I mean it was but they have so many good arms out there, man. I mean, if they're healthy, even without healthy, I mean, I love Springs. They loved Springs. They really wanted him. And if the Rays really want a guy, there's probably a reason for it. And like I said, he's looked good. I don't know about Mazza. I don't know enough about him. They liked him too. Colin McHugh is a good pitcher. Now, if he's been pitching hurt this whole time, maybe that explains why he struggled. But he didn't pitch last year. Also, remember that he opted out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
McHugh opted out last.
How about McClanahan? When do you think we'll see him? You think we'll see him before June?
Yes, I think you'll see McConaughey in some role, whether he does a spot start, whether he opens. I think they want him to be a starter, but I think you'll see him in a situation the same way we saw Honeywell, or one way or another, he's going to get an appearance, and it'll
Go
probably
two,
be
three
either.
innings and then get sent back down because that was his turn to
Yeah,
pitch anyway. So so they needed a starter because Archer, was down to start.
Archer got hurt, right, and you had to use your whole bullpen that game when Archer got
Mhm.
hurt. You're going to see so many rules. The Rays have already used 24 players. I mean, we're 2 weeks in. They've used 24 players. They got sheriffs on the personal list. I don't know if and when he's
Oh,
coming back.
he's something. He was out of baseball or something. I don't think
Ryan
it's
Sheriff.
yeah.
He just said personal. They don't. They're not saying anything else. I mean, I don't think Ryan Sheriff is a big part of the bullpen. Although I thought, you can get some lefties out. Remember, you can't. You got to face at least the end of the inning or three guys. So he didn't. He had one appearance against the Marlins. He didn't do particularly well, and that was it. That was the next day. Put him on the personal list.
I heard something about he was leaving the game. He was leaving the game at the moment. I don't know what that
That's
was all about.
not. That's all. They haven't told us anything. But you're gonna see a lot of moves. The only guy that's on the 40 man that's down. Well, I say Durham. They haven't started yet. Strotman's the only one that hasn't been called up that's been eligible. Well, I'm sorry, no, McClanahan and Patino aren't. But of the other guys that you don't expect to be starters, I don't know a
How
lot about
about
him.
Stetson
Strotman, I
Alley?
don't know who.
Stetson Alley?
I know they like him too, but you got to get clever because if he's not on the 40 man, then what are you going to do? Are you going to
You have to cut someone.
you got to DFA someone or trade someone, put someone on the 60-day DL. So, who are you gonna do that with? Trevor Richards, I think, has an option left. I mean, I don't. They like what's his face? Gosh, the name Dietrich Enns. They like him. He's with the taxi squad right now.
Who?
With Dietrich Ennis.
Is he a
I
reliever?
forgot where they got him from. I don't remember where he came from. Dietrich Enns. Bruhan's on the taxi squad for this trip, by the way. Did you know that?
No.
He's on, yeah, he's actually on the taxi squad. That doesn't mean he's going to play, but he's with
No,
the
so if
team.
someone gets hurt.
Someone gets hurt, there he goes. We saw Podlo for a few minutes. He didn't really get going. Um, it was good to see him up here. I mean, I don't know what to think of him really. Yeah, you only had what 10 plate appearances, maybe Podlo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know really what to make out of that. I mean, it's early in the season. You don't have the minor league season starts in May, I think.
Oh, they pushed it back?
Is it
Oh,
May?
that's why. Okay, that's why they have the alternate site. Okay, that makes sense now.
Right. So you're not really if you're down there and you're trying to work on your stuff as a pitcher, as a hitter, you're not getting. I don't know if it's as good if you're able to build yourself up the same way you would in a normal minor league season, which will start in
Yeah.
May. I don't know how
Yeah.
much different it is, how they schedule it. I have no idea what they're doing. exactly how they do it. They try to simulate games as much as they can, from what I understand. But yeah, I mean that's why you go on the road. You bring. We have enough. Like I said, tomorrow's going to be interesting because Duffy's pitching really well for them. Although you got to think he's due a bad start, right? I don't know. We've seen him before. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
the Rays had success. The Rays have had success off Danny Duffy, right, Andy?
We I
If I'm not
we
mistaken.
we have. I just can't remember the last time we actually faced them. We haven't played them in 2 years. Remember? So
Yeah, yeah, we didn't. We haven't had good success in KC. It snowed there once. We got postponed.
right.
No, didn't we start the game and then it went like 2 innings and then I
That
don't know
was
who
8 years
was.
ago, but yes, that was
Oh,
eight
eight
years ago. I
years.
remember that though. But yeah, but well, for many years they couldn't win a game in Kansas City. Now the last few years they've done all right
Yeah, and they
there.
got Ben
Uh,
Nintendi. They got
they got
Soler.
Soler. They've
Um,
got good.
Salvador
They've got
Perez.
Sal
Merrifield.
Perez.
Merrifield is like
Merrifield's great. Merrifield is legitimately.
he's like
I don't
Wendell.
know. Say he's a star, but he's a really, really, really good player.
Mhm.
Maybe better than that.
He
They
reminds
got.
me of
I
like Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah, he's a similar type of guy. He can play just about anywhere. He's a good hitter, solid hitter, not a big power guy. He's great defensively.
Hmm
Um, now, all of a sudden, they looked awful last year. Now, they've got Greg Holland. Is it Greg Holland? Yeah, Greg Holland, the closer's back. I know that.
He's back.
And he's back. I believe that they've got Hanser Alberto. Remember the guy from the Orioles? The one who broke up the no hitter for us a few years
Oh,
ago?
oh yeah, I
Yeah, he
was. Oh yeah, I was last year or
it was
2019.
2019 when Stanek and Yarbrough had the combined
Oh
no hitter
yeah, yeah,
going and we
yeah,
broke it
yeah. I
up.
was in Spain. I was like, no, I mean, hey, at least we won the game. That's all that
We won the
matters.
game, but yeah, he was with the Orioles, and I think he's with the Royals. I don't know. I mean, it's surprising to look up and see the Royals, doing this well. But I haven't. You're right. Soler is there. I think Alberto Mondesi is there. So we'll see. I mean, they took 3 out of 4 from Toronto. That's enough to get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. And I'm hoping we can get 2 out of 3 there. That's what I'm hoping for. You don't want to get swept. Not going to get. You want them to get at least. You want to get 2 out of 3. You're supposed to. But
Just win the first game. A tone
yeah,
setter.
win the first game, right? And
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
be tough. But I mean, you face Garrett Cole today. He throws close up near 100. You're facing Duffy, who I believe is more of a. Oh, is he a
Finesse.
finesse
Yarbrough,
lefty? Yeah, he's kind of
Yarbrough or Fleming
Fleming. Yeah, I think he
or
throws a little harder than that.
Mark Burley esque. No,
Yeah,
nobody
I think
like
he can throw a little. Oh God, Eric, I got tired of watching us face Mark Burley.
that.
The guy threw 88 at the most, and we just could not hit the guy. But
Oh
that's
yeah.
what Yarbrough pitched. Yarbrough said his favorite pitcher was Mark Burley. He said that. They asked him, and I always thought, I'm like, this guy reminds me of Mark Burley. So
Really?
you saw him today. He had the Yankees completely frustrated. You notice how frustrated the Yankee hitters were against
I
him?
didn't watch the game. I was at work till like 4:30, but I saw the highlights.
He had him completely off balance. He had one bad sequence where he walked Higashioka, the 9 hitter, and gave up a blue pit to LeMahieu. And that was all he gave up. He struck out
Oh
Judge right
yeah.
after that. That
I
was
was
it.
watching the feed on MLB at bat.
Yeah. He managed to walk the pit the right after the hit to LeMahieu, which was a blue pit. The walk to Higashioka.
Yeah.
He
Uh-huh.
struck Judge. He just you could tell he went full to him. He had him so off balance, man. He's working up, he's working down. He's adding, subtracting, and he gets him on a reaching. He got Aaron Hicks to reach. He made Stanton look really foolish. Um, yeah, I guess, he threw the ball well. Kittredge threw it well. I think Castillo walked a guy, and then after that, he was fine. And then Springs had no problem in the ninth.
Do you
So
think what do you think about Nick Bitsko? Guy we drafted last year, maybe up next year? Or maybe the year before?
next, if we drafted him last year, knowing the
Oh, year before.
Rays,
Usually
yeah,
3 years, right?
yeah, I think 3 years. There's a lot of arms, though. I mean, like a guy like Brendan McKay, I don't know what his status is. Honestly, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
ever hear anything about. I think he missed. he had COVID last year. He never quite recovered.
I think
Like to think so.
June or July he can come back. So we can see a rotation of Glasnow, McKay, Honeywell, maybe a spot start for McClanahan. Throw
Right.
Archer in there. Who am I missing?
Well, you're missing a
Um,
couple. You're missing Hill. You're
Yarbrough.
missing Fleming. You're
Yarbrough.
missing. You've got eight
Yeah. Well,
starters.
Rich Hill is only
Look
going to be
back.
a one. I mean, he's probably going to retire this year. After this year, he will
Who?
be 43.
Rich Hill. Yeah. I actually don't have an issue. I don't mind how Rich Hill's pitched his game. I didn't mind his game on Thursday or Wednesday whenever he pitched. He said it was on him that he didn't pitch well. I thought he pitched fine. He was charged with 4 runs. One was an inherited runner that Kittredge let score. The
Mm-hmm.
Rays didn't hit. They should have been able to put up more runs than that. So you're right, though. I mean, if you look at it in a season where guys are being stretched out again, because last year you
Yeah.
had a 60-game year, you need as many guys to give you innings as
Yeah.
possible, and that's what the Rays
Yeah.
are doing, and that's why they're smart. They're trying to stay ahead of everyone by being able to have guys. So if you need to give a guy an extra day off here and there, you need a spot start. You want to limit a guy's innings because there's going to be arm injuries. We've already seen them. We've already had them. You're going to unfortunately see guys that have
Fairbanks, Nick Anderson,
Fairbanks.
Rowe, McHugh. Well,
Uh,
McHugh is a back strain.
it was a back strain, but I mean, and that's just you're always going to have bullpen injuries, and so hopefully they're not serious, and they come back. But it's the long-term injuries to starters. You already have Archer get hurt, so you can't afford those. But that's why you have depth at the starting pitching position or the bulk guy position, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you got a ton of guys. You're right. You probably. I was thinking about Ryan Yarborough the other day, and I was thinking if they're how long he'll be here, and that's not because I don't like the guy. I love the guy, but with the amount of pitching we have, when does the time come that the Rays say, all right, we're gonna see what we can get in return for Yarborough? Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not here next year. And that's not because he shouldn't be. I like the guy a lot. I
You
mean,
got McKay coming in. Honeywell might be here. Baz might be here.
you got
Um,
all these guys. You got McClanahan. You got Patino. You got
oh,
obviously you got
Yeah,
Glass now.
Patino. I mean,
Patino.
Patino, Honeywell. I mean, that's a good. I mean, and Glassman.
Yeah,
That's three top aces right there. And McKay and Baz. That's
and
a good
McKay,
rotation right there. All young guys too.
Baz, and Honey. Who did we leave? I think we left someone out too. We got Glass
Mc,
now,
McKay,
McClanahan,
Glassman, Honeywell, Patino.
Patino.
Will Patino be up this year, Andrew, or no?
I think you'll see him. It might be in a limited role, but I think you'll see him at some point because there's going to be guys that get hurt, and you're going to need to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some start.
I mean, I heard.
You can
I
never
mean,
have
he
enough
throws
arms.
what fastball, slider, changeup,
So
like Snell.
fastball, slider, changeup. He's got a late ride on that fastball. You'll see him. You'll see him at some point. Oh yeah. I mean, we just left out the guy who's pitching tomorrow, Fleming. So that's why I look at a guy like Yarbrough and you look at what his value is, and you say, well, where do we have one? He's going to get more expensive. For us, expensive. And two, what kind
Is
of
he
return are
arb?
you going to get for him?
Is he arbitration eligible this year?
I believe
Next
he's
year?
ARB too. Yeah, because remember he lost the arbitration he lost his arbitration case this
What is
last
that?
year.
What
So
is that?
yeah,
I don't even know what that means.
you get well. I mean, he files for a certain amount, and the Rays file for a lesser amount. You either have someone settle it, he either
Oh,
wins it, then he lost it. So the Rays
okay.
got to pay about 300,000 less. Which,
Okay.
hey, I mean, save a couple bucks, but no, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, he's a guy that they might not keep not because they don't like him, but because they see value in trading him, and because they feel they have a ton of arms that can replace him at a cheaper cost and are younger and knows what you can get in return. So
They're saying
we'll see.
McKay will be able to pitch in July, maybe before the All Star break, maybe.
I hope so. I mean, he's had a long time to recover now. Who is it? Is it his late? It was his labrum, right? I
Yeah.
think labrum is the one that's tricky. That's the trickier
Yeah, up
one.
here. It's up here. Labrum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a tough injury.
Tommy John surgery, the guy's going to come to 18 months. The labrum's a little bit trickier from what I've seen, but
Coming
yeah, I mean, I
down.
think he'll be. Yeah. So can you? Is it going to change how they use him? I don't know. I hope. I
He
hope
can
not.
hit,
I mean,
but we don't. I mean, I don't know. Are we
yeah.
going to see him maybe pitch one day and then DH the next day, or play first, or you know
Think. I think they're going to remove the hitting. I don't think they're going to keep up doing that. I don't think he's already gotten hurt once now. Not because of hitting. He's already gotten injured once. Knowing the Rays, I think they're just going to say forget it. Just like they
no
told Choi,
Shohei,
forget hitting
no
right-handed.
Shohei, no Show. How do you say his name? Shohei Otani pitch
Otani, yeah, I don't think you're going to see him be a Shohei Otani. I'm sure
two-way
he'd love
player.
to hit. I just don't see it with. I don't. He hit a homer in 2019 late in the season. I know he hit one, but I just think due to the injury, I don't. I think the Rays are going to be cautious with that. But you never know. I mean, we can talk him into it, but I don't think. Yeah, I think June at the earliest. Knowing them, they'll probably add an extra couple weeks or another month because they like the depth they have. But yeah, that's a lot of pitchers. That's a good thing because you can't have enough. Guys are always going to get hurt. Everybody's probably going to have a DL stint. I shouldn't. Well, I shouldn't say that, but at some point you're gonna, guys are gonna miss time. But so far, I love what I've seen from Michael Waka. His first start was tough. His first start was rough.
He looked good
His next
yesterday.
He looked great. Yeah, he was great
I
yesterday. I
was
thought he
watching
was.
some. I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights.
He was. You couldn't ask for better. And I thought he was fine in the previous one against the Yankees. He gave up a 3-run homer in his first inning, and then after that, he retired like the next 12. I think he retired the next. Shit, was
Three
that?
straight innings, right?
Oh, that was he followed Honeywell in that game. That's right. He
I thought
Waka had
Honeywell
never.
could go one more inning, but I mean, I'm not a manager, so
No, well, that's right. I just remember had probably never pitched as a bulk type of guy before, which can be
yeah,
tough to do. Never done it, so he came in against
like
the Yankees
Archer, like
last.
Archer open for, was it Kittredge?
No, Archer pitched behind Rich Hill in the Miami game, and then in Archer's next one was supposed to be a start, but Archer got hurt. Who
Yeah,
who relieved him? We finished that game off and won the game. I
was it
can't remember who else
Richards?
pitched. No, it wasn't Richards. Was it Rich Hill? No, Hill started the first one
Thompson,
against who?
Ryan Thompson.
Is it Thompson? They must have used everybody. I think I think it was. I think after Archer went out, maybe in the fourth, was it the third or fourth?
Yeah.
And then after that, it was we won the game. Well, we scored a ton of runs, so we didn't need to use.
Did
I mean, I
you
think it was Mazza. Might have been Mazza for a few innings because we had a huge lead.
Yeah.
So they were able to use Springs and Mazza and Thompson for a bit. And then the next day was when Honeywell and then Waka. But Waka only he gave up a home run. I think it was Aaron Hicks in last weekend's game, and after that he didn't give up anything else. So he's gotten better in each start.
Did you see
He's looked really good.
did you see that Yankee fan heckle Tyler Glass now?
I saw a Yankee fan heckle Tyler Glass now. I saw them heckle Brett Phillips. I saw them throw stuff on the field. Trashy fans. Trashy team,
Yeah.
trashy fans. Trashy. Most of them. I mean, I'm sure Aaron Judge is a nice guy. I should say that. He's a very nice guy.
How about DJ LeMahieu?
DJ LeMahieu is a great player. He's a great hitter, and he's seems like a decent guy. But actually, he's their best hitter. To be honest with you, the two guys, and we'll see
Well,
them again. The guys that scare me the most in that lineup, and I'll say this: obviously, we're done playing them. We swept them. We've beaten them 5-6. LeMahieu's one, and right now, if I'm facing that lineup, Urshela's the one that actually scares me the most after LeMahieu. He doesn't give away at bats. He's
how
given
about
us a
Judge?
hard time. Judge is Judge, but the Rays have figured out how to pitch him. I mean, look what has he done to us really in this season series? I mean,
Mm.
how often do he chase pitches out of the zone? They've figured out ways. You could see he's trying to hit a homer or he's going to strike out. I think he hit a double yesterday, but
Yeah.
Stanton does he really? He hit 2 home runs in this series, but I believe he was 2 for 12 with about 8 strikeouts, 2 homers, and whatever else he did. So Urshela's a tough hitter. He had a double today.
Odor.
He's yeah. No, he doesn't. I know he hit a homer off of Springs yesterday, but he doesn't. He does not scare me. Voit, when he comes back, is Voigt's a good hitter, but
Oh
he's
boy.
a yeah. Voigt's a good hitter, but
What's up
that's the
with
only.
him?
So what? Say that again.
What's up with Voight? He had surgery. He had surgery or something like that.
Yeah, I think he's out until May, maybe end of May, maybe sooner. Maybe he'll be back sooner. But again,
Mm.
he's not a guy that that I'm as a Rays fan that I'm really I look at it and say, oh, Luke Voigt's back in the lineup. He just doesn't scare me like that. Doesn't. Yeah, Brett Gardner's always a pain. Clint Frazier, I mean,
he's a
these
he's a Aaron Hicks.
Hicks is off. They were booing Hicks all day today, the Yankee fans, because he botched the play in the out. He botched the fly ball where he let it roll behind him, and
Uh,
then he popped up 3 times, and they were just booing him relentlessly the entire game.
really?
He's paid money. They pay him quite well. I mean, I'll tell you, man. As much as Kiermaier drives you crazy at the plate, he did have a hit today, by the way. He had a little blue pit. As much as he drives you
Kiermaier?
crazy, Kiermaier as a hitter, let's be honest. I mean, doesn't he drive you nuts sometimes watching him try to hit? Because it's not very, he's aimed to
Don't
hit. But
don't
but let
remind
me.
me.
But here's the thing. I'll say this: when I watch Aaron Hicks out in center field, pretend he tried to deke Mike Zunino on a shallow fly ball and to think he was going to catch it. He couldn't get it. He was nowhere near the ball. As got
Friday,
hit by
right?
Kiermaier. It was he tried to deke him so he could double him off at second. Well, he deked himself and lost control of the ball, went through his leg. So Zunino got to second anyway, and then he misplayed another one on the next one. So I watch him play center, and then I watch Kiermaier. I appreciate what you have with Kevin Kiermaier, in center field, no matter
Yeah,
what he
I
does.
know, right?
The,
Oh
you
man.
know,
How
Phillips, Kiermaier, we have a good outfield. Meadow, the Rosarena is still learning it. Right field, he had a tough time in Fenway, but those were not easy plays.
oh
He's
yeah.
made some. He made a great catch 2 nights ago though for walk off. I think it was LeMahieu sliced one into the corner. It looked like
Yeah.
it was going to get down. He reached out, extended, and got it. So he's a great athlete. He had the day off today too. They gave him the day off.
Yeah, he'll be
They're
back
still
in there
winning
tomorrow.
away. He'll be back in there. Yeah, you'll see most of the righties. I think you'll see, like I said, I think you'll see either Lau and or Meadows get the day off probably.
But
Um,
Lau and Meadows day off.
Maybe not one of the two will get the day off. Maybe not both
I
of them.
think I think Lau will get the day off. I think Meadows will play.
Meadows would probably be the DH. He had a tough.
Yandy at
tough
first, Brasso at third, Window at second, or maybe flip flop Window and Brasso.
Brasso, I think Wendell. I haven't seen Wendell at second in a while. I think you put Wendell at third. Um, there's a couple things they can do there. Brasso plays. I'll tell you something, man. Brasso plays a good third base, better than I
Mhm.
remembered. He's actually pretty slick down there. He's actually
Yeah.
very defensively. He's
Hold
very
on.
good down there. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's he's solid. He's solid defensively, and they gave Adamas a day off at the plate today, so that was good. I mean, he's been. You notice Adamas's swing has changed a little bit. Have you noticed that? He's uppercutting
He's
it a bit more this
yeah,
year.
he still has the uppercut swing, but Brasso reminds me like Evan Longoria. Longoria used to
Longoria
uh, always had a good glove.
hit a good glove. Willie's just they're trying to you got to shorten the swing, because the swing gets really long, and he's going to reach pitches. But it looks like he's trying to launch the ball just a little more this year, trying to get it more of a launch. That's what Brian Anderson was saying. Is like, it looks like he's trying to get a little more launch angle on it, and he's hit a couple out. I mean, he had the homer on Monday. He's hit three. It's just Lau's the one that and he's going well. He's really getting backspin on the ball. He's hitting. He's just not getting the barrel on it. Speaking of Lau, that is, he's not quite barreling him up the way he normally does. So he'll get going though. I mean, he's too good a hitter to keep struggling. But against
Who,
the
Adamas?
lefty, no Lau. I just switched to Lau, but I'm
Uh,
just talking. both of them have kind of uppercut launch angle type swings. So they're trying to launch the ball. I don't think Willie's ever going to hit 30 homers. Like did Lau hit 30 homers a few years ago? 20.
25, and then he had that foot contusion. He was out
He
for
got
like
the
2 months.
right because otherwise he was on his way to 30,
He fouled a
and
ball off his foot, and yeah,
that's right, he missed a couple months. See, Lau's a guy that I mean, he's hit one so far, but he'll get going, and his power is going to come back. I don't think Adames is a guy that's ever going to hit 25 homers, but
how about How about
he's
Meadows?
Meadows hit 30 before. He started off hot.
33, right? He hit 33, right? And
He
he
hit
only played
30
like 130 games
right. I would say
because
after last
he
he
missed
missed
3 weeks with the hamstring or something like that.
right. He missed right 2 years ago. Right, he missed time with a hamstring. Then last year he was never really healthy. This
He had
year
COVID and then the oblique.
COVID and hurt his oblique, and that was it. He did hit a homer against the Yankees in Game 5, but I think you'll see him hit. I don't think he'll get over 30 again from him. I think you'll this year anyway. I think you'll see him get into the mid 20s though in homers. I think he'll get back up to that area. Still, his timing's a little bit off. Someone mentioned that he's not making contact with fastballs in the zone as well as he did 2 years ago. I think that's a timing thing though. It's going to come back to him. I think he'll be all right. Lau, I think will be all right.
How's the
You got to
weather in
cut that.
How's the weather out there where you are, Andy?
It just the sky kind of opened up, so it's starting to rain over here.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's raining. That's okay. That's why we have a dome, man.
The
That's why we have a dome. I
Bucks,
hope we don't get rain.
tell the Bucks to get a dome, man, or a retractable roof.
The Bucks, boy, it'd be nice
Yeah,
to sit out. Boy, I wouldn't mind that in September, sitting at those games in September, man. I've
there was
sat
that
at
meeting last Sunday. I wish he had a retractable roof. It rained Saturday, a little bit Sunday, but I didn't get wet. So
speaking of games outdoor, I do want to go. The Rays are playing the Jays, and I believe it's going to be in Dunedin later next month. I think the Jays will still be here, so if that's the case, I do plan on going to one of those.
that's like, oh man, how far are you from How far are you from Dunedin?
Half hour.
Oh, okay, wow.
Half hour. Yeah. So that'd
So
be kind of cool. I mean, I think the Jays are still going to be there, so yeah, I get to see them play
are they
here.
gonna play? They're not gonna play in Toronto this whole year, right?
I don't think so. No, I think they're planning on going to Buffalo after they leave Dunedin. I think. I don't think they're going.
Wait. The minor league season starts in May.
Right. But I'm talking about the Jays, the actual Blue Jays.
Oh, okay.
So if they can't go to Toronto, I think they're going to go to Buffalo. I think they're trying to get back to Toronto, but I don't know if they're going to be able to go back. I think it's still kind of up in the air, and I forgot
Isn't
why
that
they
where
started.
isn't Buffalo? Isn't that where their AAA team plays?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do. I guess they
Yeah.
could stick around in Dunedin the whole year. I guess. I guess they could.
Yeah,
They don't want to do that.
minor league ballpark.
It's a nice park. I think with given how much it rains in the summer, I don't think they want to do that. They might not have
No,
a choice.
no,
Remember
yeah.
last year people talked about how maybe they might have to play home games at the Trop even. People talked about that. I don't know
The
about that,
Jays?
man. The Jays, yeah,
Really?
it was brought up last year that they might play home games here or
I
play,
didn't. Oh, I think I heard
yeah.
something about that, but I don't know if it was taken. I didn't even know it was taken that far. Wow.
It was discussed. Yeah, it didn't happen. I don't know about this year. I think they want to. If they don't get back to Toronto, I assume Buffalo's where they'll go again, but this time with fans.
I don't
Um,
think they're opening the borders until May or June, so that that's probably got something to do with it.
I think you're right on that. So they'll probably stick around here. It looks like for that first. I just want to be able to see want to see be able to see the Rays play them there in Dunedin, um, and then I don't know after that. But yeah, they're off to a. I don't know if Springer's been hurt or not. I haven't really
Yeah, he's got a
watched him.
grade 2 oblique strain. A grade 1
That's
will take you out about at least. Judge, you remember Judge missed 2 months,
two
and he
months,
relies
right? With
on
an
his
oblique.
power, so he was out a good grade two. That's a partial tear, right?
I think so because a grade two is worse than is one worse or is two? I don't remember. I'm not a
It's two.
doctor.
Grade one is probably 3-4 weeks at least. Grade two is probably about 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, so
But
he is. I figured
if he comes back too early, you basically start that over again.
you could write injured again. So they'll
So
be
he's out until probably
conservative.
May.
Well, we're already if he's missed the beginning of the year, yeah, it ends up 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, you're right. But they're a dangerous lineup. I think they got shut out today by the
And how
Royals
long was Meadows out for with the oblique? He had a
last
great
year.
two, right? Yeah, a
Meadows
month.
missed. Oh, I think Meadows missed about a month with his.
And he
And last year
and Cash said it was pretty bad too.
he did, and he didn't miss a month. I thought he'd miss more than that, so he only missed a month.
I thought he was done for
Last
the season.
year, it looked bad. Last year he got hurt. He had COVID. Then he ended up on the DL again, did he not? Yeah, he
Yeah,
did end up on the DL. That's right. That was what happened. Are you thinking last year where they said he probably wouldn't come back at all, and then he came back for the
yeah,
playoffs?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He
he
was
did come
taking
back.
swings for that. Man,
Right.
almost an
He,
hour. Crazy how time
yeah.
flies.
Well, when you're talking about the Rays and they're playing well, time does fly. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of sports going on now, man. Remember a year? Was it just a year ago where there was nothing? Wasn't it about 1 year ago? Everything shut down. There was
Yeah,
nothing. You were
I
just
was
waiting.
outside. There was what was I saying? I was out of work, staying up all night. It was nothing to do. No work, no nothing. I mean, just reruns,
Yeah,
Netflix, just playing game, just like that.
yeah. I was like, well, and I was like, damn, man, because the Lightning, I knew they were playing so well, and I'm like, this Lightning team is better than the team the last few years that got bounced in the first round. I'm like, now I'm like, man, are we gonna not get to finish this season? Because I'm like, I know this team is gonna win the cup. Thankfully, they were able to continue, and they did win the cup. But oh man, that was a brutal couple months. And then before you knew it, all of a sudden you had Lightning every night. They've won the cup. A few days later, the Rays are in the playoffs. The Bucs start. Now it's been sports, and we win 2 championships. Been a good year for sports, but yeah, it was right about a year ago. We had nothing. We had no idea when baseball was coming back. I think
Do
June is
you?
when they finally continued. I think.
Let's move over to the NFL. Do you think they're going to allow fans into training camp? The Glazers said that they're not sure.
Mm. Man, I hope so because they're allowing fans at the games. They've already announced
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So I think you know what they'll probably do. I think it'll be limited at training camp, and it'll probably
yeah.
be season ticket holders only. Probably. Maybe they'll do like a day or two for non-season ticket holders to get in. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Are you
But
part
that's
of the
what
Loose Cannons on Facebook? That's a big group. So that's what happened
my
last
part
time.
of the loose cannons. I am not. I know who they are. I know the loose cannons. I'm on the Buccateers podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Follow us at Buccateers.
Okay.
We had a former player on recently. So you remember Anthony Gator?
Yeah, former safety, right? Quarterback.
Corner. Yeah. Yeah, we had him on the show. He's a friend of my boy Tones. So we had
Mm.
him on recently. No, actually it wasn't recently. It was it was during the playoffs we had him on. He's a cool dude. He's a Miami guy.
Mm.
Yeah, Buccateers, that's our show. I think we'll be back on Tuesday. We're gonna talk about the draft a little. I'm not good with prospects, man. I just watch the hype videos. When they pick a guy, I watch a video on him and I get excited.
Do you
I
think
just,
it's more likely that the Bucks trade down, trade up, or just trade out of the first round completely, and then maybe try to trade it back up in the first round?
they're not. I don't see them trading up. If anything, they trade down or stay where they're at.
That's what the
I
Patriots
don't.
did. They had that 32 pick because they won the Super Bowl a bunch of years, and they would trade down and get an extra what 2/3 or
You
a
get
fourth or something like that.
Yeah, it depends how many spots you trade back. You get an extra third probably.
But
So I think.
a fourth round pick might not make this roster. Shoot, a third round pick might not make this roster. Just
Well, well, you're picking at the end of the round. So
if it's defensive line, they might. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, Sue's getting older. JVP's getting older.
right.
Maybe one of those pass rushers. What's the kid from Miami? He's like 6'7". He's like a JPP.
Tryon? Is that his name,
Yeah,
Tryon, or am I thinking of someone different? I think I might have the name right. I'm not
or
great with college
he's from
prospects.
Miami. Osai, Tyron, or
Yeah,
he's like six
Tyron.
seven,
Yeah,
260.
is he expected to last to 32? I don't. I think
I'm
it's kind
hoping.
of
I'm,
iffy,
I'm
right?
hoping.
I mean, just take. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to take. They're not going to take a running back. I don't think now, unless some people still want them to. I don't know. I could understand if they don't. If they think that Rojo is not going to be re-signed after this season because you usually don't give a second contract to a running back, then maybe they'll take a running back.
Yeah,
But
because Vaughn is only on this contract for this year and next year. Then he's a free agent, so they
yeah, I
could.
don't know what. I
But
liked
who do
what I
you?
saw of him,
But
but
who do
it
you
was so
cut?
limited.
You're not gonna cut Fournette. You're not gonna cut Rojo. Who do you cut? You're not gonna. Are you gonna cut Vaughn? If a guy like Travis Etienne, or Najee
Or Najee
Harris,
Harris.
or Javante Williams, or Michael Carter Hill.
If you pick a guy like that and you're asking which of our running backs you're going to cut, yeah, you probably cut Vaughn, probably, which is right after you picked him, which was kind of
He really
disappointing.
didn't,
But
I mean, he was really screwed. He got hit hard one game, and then he
yeah, against
never,
the Bears,
and then
right?
he was a rookie. No preseason, that didn't help.
He didn't get to have a preseason, no. Well,
But
Arians was
worse,
talking him up recently. I liked what we saw. We just didn't see much, and then he played. He
yeah,
fumbled in the Washington game, which I
yeah.
thought it was a nice defensive play. I didn't think it was his fault. It was a nice play by the defender. And that was it. We didn't see him after
And what
that. I
game?
don't
In the Bears game?
No, well, he fumbled against the Bears and he fumbled against Washington in the playoffs, and that was after the
He.
playoff game. Washington, I don't remember
Oh
seeing him again.
because Rojo didn't play that game. It was Fournette and the Keyshawn show.
That's right.
So it was
That's right.
basically Fournette.
That's right. So after that, you didn't see Vaughn again, and yeah, that was the last we saw of him was a fumble, unfortunately. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's why I don't see them taking a running back. I mean, I think if one's there, they love the guy, maybe, but that's where they might say, oh, we can trade this pick. Someone who
Yeah.
really
I like
wants
the
him.
Giovanni Bernard signing. I mean,
That's a great thing. That's a
he's a
great
good
fit.
receiver out of the backfield. Brady loves his that running backs that can catch like James White.
Well, did you know that James White apparently and Gio Bernard grew up together and went
Yeah, I
to
heard something
St.
about that.
They grew up together in Miami and are like best friends. So James White did not sign here, but he told Gio Bernard you should sign with the Bucs and be with Tom Brady. So that worked out. So yeah, they're best friends, the two of them. So you didn't get White, you got his best friend instead. That's a great signing. He had I don't remember how many catches he had last year, but that's the guy that we wanted. You want to have with Tom Brady. So you sign
Mm-hmm.
him. You hope to get OJ Howard back, and I don't know about AB. I don't know. I still think AB is going to come back. Honestly, I
Really?
don't.
Someone
Yeah, I don't.
someone was saying that a guy came up to him or was talking to him. He said that he wanted 13 million. I
No, he's
I
not
I, I
getting that.
highly doubt that.
Well, nobody's going to give him that. So I mean, it's going to come down to like Seattle or us, and is Seattle really going to pay him that much more than we are? I think ultimately he's going to say, you know what, I'm just going to go back and play with Brady again. I think he's going to
I
come back.
mean, we're gonna have to restructure some contracts because we re-signed Nacho and McClendon. I like McClendon as
McClendon,
well.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I was surprised. I didn't think McClendon would come back. I figured he might retire,
yeah, but
but
yeah.
I like the guy. I just didn't think he'd come back. I mean, if AB doesn't come back, I'm not gonna. It's not a big. I mean, I'd love to have him back because he's a dynamic player
We
potentially,
can. I
even
mean,
at his
it's a
age.
deep receiver. It's a deep receiver class. You never know that they might go receiver at 32.
That would be surprising, but I would understand it. I mean, I wouldn't
Rondell
hate it.
Moore or
Right. I mean,
St. Brown from USC.
if a talented player is there when you have a roster as good as ours, even if it doesn't look like a position of need, remember Evans was banged up last year. Godwin had a concussion, missed time. AB
OJ
didn't play
Howard.
until halfway. OJ Howard missed the season after week 4. So, I mean, when you think about it, you draft another guy. If you're going to have guys get hurt, you insert him in there. Remember we had Jaden Mickens playing in the slot quite a bit there at one
Yeah,
point when
he
he got
is he
arrested.
cut?
Now,
He got cut, right?
he got arrested. I don't know
I
what
know
else has
that.
happened since.
Yeah.
I don't know if they cut him or not. I just know. I mean, as far as I know, he was arrested, and I think that's it. So I don't know what's happened. I haven't heard anything about it. He was actually a decent return man. He was actually all right, but I mean, they had to use him at receiver when Godwin was out, and that didn't really work. But yeah, man, we'll see. I mean, if that's the best player available, it doesn't hurt to have more depth at that position. It certainly doesn't. I mean, why not? So, but if I have to, I'm hoping it's a defensive end because we got some guys that are getting older. You know,
Golston
uh,
and JVP.
Golston's been around a while now, and yeah, JPP and Sue Ball. They're not young. So Veas hasn't been healthy for a full season yet.
Who?
So
Vita? Yeah.
so
Mm.
dominant, somewhat dominant when he is healthy, but he's missed time both years. Um,
I don't think
so
Gerald's
yeah,
coming. I don't think we need him.
no, Gerald's not coming back here. I don't. I don't. Someone will sign him, and I hope he does, but it's not going to be the Bucks. He'll get signed by someone. I think.
Patriots.
Dallas, maybe Dallas. Oh yeah, the Patriots, maybe. Yeah, but no, that's what I'm assuming. I think we're going to end up with the defensive tackle or defensive end. I don't know who, but
In the
that's
first
a
round,
position. If that's the best available player, yeah, I think so. I mean,
there's a couple guys from Miami coming out. Joseph
yeah,
Osai.
yeah, and Tyron, yeah, those are the two I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
And
So
another guy.
yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. That's what I mean, they're not going to say anything, but that's what I would think that they'd like to pick, just because that's an area where next year, I'm picking more for the future than immediately, but you need depth there as well. So
Maybe Kyle
especially if
Trask, maybe the second or third round if they see him.
yeah, I mean, who did we take? We took Khalil Davis in the 6th last year, and he did make the roster, so he's a decent rotational guy, right?
Or a third
But
round pick might even make the roster. So with that, they might trade down. Sure, they can trade their
right,
whole picks, but you need some depth. What if JVP or Sue goes down? And then we're in trouble.
right,
Or,
or Sue or Vea, because Vea, like I said, has missed some time. So that's why I hope they do pick a defensive lineman. Remember the Chiefs O line got banged up, and they took. That's the thing about a running back. They took Edwards-Helaire, and then first they got their O line was injured during the playoffs, during the Super Bowl. Then they cut the 2 tackles anyway. So if you think about it, if KC had picked a tackle last year rather than a running back, he's a great back though. But I mean, it wasn't really a
I
position of
think
need for the
I think we
Chiefs.
still would have won with those 2 tackles out, right? Andy, you agree?
Yes. Yes. Oh
Yes.
yes. We were
Yeah.
definitely going to win because you saw how well we played the previous game where we nearly came back and won. So it might not have been 31-9, but we still would have
Oh
won.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, yo, we should if Brady got that ball back, we win that game, right? I
I
will
think we were going to win.
at least tie
I
it
think
and take it to overtime.
I think we were going to. And ever since that game, they got a usually you don't get confidence from losing a game, but the team got a lot of confidence from coming back in
Oh
that
yeah.
game
Oh
because they didn't
yeah.
give up. They gave up 7 points in the second half. I mean, they
Yep,
got
they didn't give up nothing. Barely.
yeah. What they said was they figured things out after the tough first half where Hill went off on them, and they were very ready for the rematch once they got there. And I was like, all right, the tackles are out. That's cool, but most people picked the Chiefs anyway. I think 90% of the people picked the media was picking the Chiefs, and
Really?
even with that, I didn't hold them to 9 points, injuries or not. So
Yeah.
yeah, and that now you would have put up a few more points. It would have been a little closer, but they're not known as Eric Fisher's not a great tackle anyway. If he was so great, they wouldn't have cut him, right? They cut him.
I heard they
They
were
cut.
gonna try to maybe sign him back for a lesser deal.
They might be able to do that. Yeah, they might. But I would assume if you're the Chiefs, that's probably where they'll be looking in the first round. They'll probably be looking for an O lineman.
Yeah.
You have you have to protect your quarter. You have to protect Mahomes. You didn't give him all that money to leave him running around like that. You know. So yeah, man, I got to get to sleep soon. But
Yeah, I'm getting there too, man. It's been a
yeah,
long day.
yeah. Well, it was a good day. The Rays won, and the Red Sox lost twice. So good
Mhm.
day.
And the Lightning play
Maybe
tonight or no?
the Lightning did not. They're playing the next two nights.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so get ready for that. Those will be Lightning versus
And
Canes, good ones.
the Rays are at 8 o'clock tomorrow night since it's in KC, right? An hour at
Eight.
an hour
Yep,
eight.
eight
Okay.
o'clock the next three nights. Yeah, before an off
8:10. I
day.
think it's 8:10 or 8:05. I
Eight,
think
eight, eight. I think 8:10. Yeah, Fleming, Duffy,
8:10.
and Fleming. So you got
Okay.
two lefties on
Yep.
the mound.
All right. Hopefully we
So
get to them early and let the bullpen let
get
Fleming go 5 6
hopefully
innings.
need some good innings from Fleming to rest. Bullpen's been used a lot, so you need to see if Fleming can get you deep, get you
All
six
right.
innings out of him.
Okay.
All right, man. Have a great night. Go Rays and go Bucks. Go Bolts. Always.
Well, go Rays, go Bucks, go Lightning. Have a good night, man.
You too. Peace.